Hey friends, Barkey Dog here, back with another movie review. Now, you know me. I love those old pseudoscience documentaries from the 1970s, right? They're a hoot, using speculation and inference in place of actual scientific research to explore mysteries of the unknown. And when I tripped across this movie, I thought it was another one I hadn't seen before. But it turns out this movie is something else altogether. We're talking about Doomsday Chronicles from 1979. Our story goes like this. Mankind is kind of a dumbass, they say, and what with wasting all the Earth's resources and dumping pollution all over the place, and making bigger and bigger nukes on top of that, the doomsday clock is ticking down to the apocalypse. Can mankind pull its collective head out of its ass before it's too late? Now, as I say, this thing looks all the world like a pseudoscience documentary. The style is there, the subject matter, the stock footage, the interviews with purported experts, the music, the editing, even the title, all screams pseudoscience documentary. But while the movie inhabits that aesthetic, it isn't one. No. This is more of a straightforward look at the state of the world as it relates to how mankind is jacking stuff up for the Earth, and as a result, for itself. All of the interviewees are legit. They aren't weirdos or authors of speculative or theoretical fiction. On top of that, with a pseudoscience documentary, you get the sense that anytime they interview a legit scientist, their comments have been judiciously cherry-picked to fit the speculative or outright fictional narrative the filmmakers want to push. Not so here. Here we have proper interviews, all in context from legit sources. While Doomsday Chronicles might be classed with scary-amentaries about killer bees or whatever, they do try to wind things up on a hopeful note. In our cast, just about the only name brand here is William Schallert, who was in practically every movie and TV show ever made, right up until the day he died. The Patty Duke Show, the Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew Mysteries, them, you name it. The guy was everywhere, one of the hardest working character actors of all time. Kind of like friend of the channel, Whit Bissell, who appeared in lots of stuff. Bissell was the station manager in the classic Star Trek episode, The Trouble with Tribbles, along with, incidentally, William Schallert. He played the uptight Federation representative that gave Kirk a hard time. Anyway, he's the host and narrator for this picture, and he's very good and convincing. They interview people like Linus Pauling and Daniel Ellsberg and a whole bunch of others, and try to examine the history of man's stupidity and how it got us into the mess we were in at the time and what, perhaps, we could do about it. Of the production crew, probably the only name brand here is Joel Goldsmith, who composed the music for the film. He was the son of the more famous Jerry Goldsmith. He worked on Star Trek First Contact, The Man with Two Brains, and several installments of the Stargate television franchise. He composed the music for Doomsday Chronicles, his second film credit, after co-composing the music for Laser Blast in 1978. So how about it? Is this thing worth watching today? Oh, hell yeah! It's actually very well made, and Schallert is a good host. And the things they talk about are shockingly relevant to today's world. Even though this film was only looking perhaps 15 or 20 years down the line instead of 45, I was really surprised by that, and how we're still grappling with many of these issues today. So I'm giving Doomsday Chronicles 2.5 paws up, worth checking out. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.